What is up, Scrub fam? We are back. PPG, FOE. We were at the Columbus Regional. Myself, the Frisco Fozzie, Jose Mercado, the Nick Wazinski, the boy. We had a great time this weekend, and I ended up finishing in top 4 with Blue Gohan.
What?
Oh my gosh, SS2 Gohan.
Crazy.
I know, wild. We'll get into the deck itself, but essentially what's incredible about the leader is that on the front side, as you know, you have the ability to swing, pick up an energy, and then put an energy back down. But really, you're going to be using it so you can awaken at 6 life. By putting down a skillless card and then putting down one of your enablers, you'll awaken turn 2 at 6 life, draw a bunch of cards. So you end up usually going up to like 10 cards in hand. And then from there, you can kind of just establish control of the board via 2 drops, via unisons, etc. So let me go ahead and get into the list for you guys. So first things first, we get our extra cards out of the way. We play 4 Sensu Beans. Why do we play 4 Sensu Beans? Because Sensu Bean is disgusting. Sensu Bean is broken.
Good card.
Whether it be defensively, but more so offensively, especially in decks like this, with the SS2 Gohan 10 drop, with your ability to use Zeno, you can enable more energy open, so then you constantly have the ability to do multiple threats on one turn. So Zeno just enables a great offensive and defensive game, and of course, great against decks like Mecha Frieza, King Piccolo, etc., where they're playing is 15Ks. Next, we're playing 4 Dimension Magics. Whoa, why? Why are we playing 4 Dimension Magics? Because the card's busted. Card's broken. Get an attack, untap some energy. I would have played the Child's Army Reinforcements, but the deck is pretty heavy. Like, it's pretty naturally defensive. Like, it's a tank on its own, so you really just don't need that cut of life to play a blocker. It's just not needed, and just having more resources on defense is usually better for you, especially if you're going to be playing stuff like Heroic Prospect and you need that open energy with an unison on board, so you can always Dimension Magic, whether it be sparking or by itself. Those are our extra cards. All right. 2 Heroic Prospects in the main. Basically, myself, Frisco, Jose, we all had the same mindset. We definitely thought that Dark Broly, Mecha, Vegeks were probably going to be like some of the decks we're going to see more of this weekend. So we wanted to be on blue, and then additionally we wanted to play some copies of Heroic Prospect in the main. So this is going to help you answer Dark Broly in game 1. It's a good failsafe, and it's just another negate. It's a 1 cost, 15k, good beat stick if you ever need to start getting aggressive with it. So overall, solid card. Best part about playing Gohan is that you have 16 cards in the deck that you'll charge, always. So we have 4 Super Saiyan Son Gohans, 4 Super Saiyan Trunks. They're 2-drop skillless card, 20Ks that you just play for free. That's the thing, it's like trying to convey to someone is like, you just get these every single turn. Like, every turn you just get to play them. So you just get to generate free offense, and the best part about this deck is you don't get hit by Koitsukai, and you don't get hit by Dark Power Black Mass Saiyan. Those are 2 cards that are really good right now. You just dodge them completely. So love that. We're then playing 4 TNs for enablers. Just cantrip, draw card. And they're playing 4 Vegetas. So I love Vegeta. The fact that Vegeta is also a negate at times, you can actually do some really nifty stuff with your defensive package, because you can use this as a negate, and then in tandem with Zeno Super Combo, which is our super combo, there's sometimes where you can just chain defense. So you can negate an attack, your opponent swings at you, you combo Zeno, you pick up that Vegeta from your life, and then now you have another negate in hand.
From energy, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you pick up the Vegeta from your energy, put it in your hand, and then now you have another gate, which is pretty awesome.
Yep.
Also, another thing I love about Zeno Super Combo, and there's a reason why I'm playing 4, is that if your opponent is swinging at you and they're clearing your board, and you have the ability, like, you just know when they're going to be done with swings, their last swing, you can Zeno Super Combo, pick one of these up, put it back down, pay an energy, and then you can enable a 2-drop on your opponent's turn. And then you go back into your turn, and then that sets you up for 10-drop Gohan, right? Also playing 4 Zeno Super Combo because it's great against Mecha Frieza. If they think that they can get you tapped out with Annihilator and you have these, you can kind of just like completely stifle that game plan. So 4 Zeno Super Combo has felt like the way. Also, another thing, based on the fact that I'm playing Zeno Unison, which I'll go over in a second, you want to have extra things to do with that 1 energy. So that's why these are so important.
How is the 8 enablers 8 skillless for you?
I wouldn't play any less. That's for sure, and I wouldn't play any more. The only thing I consider maybe is instead of playing TNs, playing some number of Krillins, because it searched top 5 for an Earthling.
Okay.
So you can help find like your skillless card, because there was 2 games today where I opened an enabler but didn't have a skillless. I lost both those games obviously because I didn't awaken, and nor when I drew a couple of times I didn't see one. So that might be the only changes. I'd probably end up playing some Krillins.
Okay.
I don't know if it'd be the full 4, maybe like 2 Krillins, because I really still like just the draw card whenever you need to do something with your energy. So we have those. We have 4 Son Gohan Unbelievable Might. A lot of people are like,
snapped.
Yeah, card's incredible. A lot of people are like, why are you playing so many of this card? Bottom decking things that are barrier cost 3 or less is so good. Lord Slug, right? Annihilator, Drum. Like, you have so many targets for the card. You're playing against Invoker, Vegeta. Anything that you want to get rid of, this usually can deal with it. Being a blocker, and then also, again, when you want to be aggressive. You have skillless cards out, and you need to be aggressive in the early turns. This is just a 1-drop 15k. Tons of value, tons of upside. So playing 4, I wouldn't recommend playing any less because it's just such a good card. Like, it comes in handy regardless of matchup. We're playing 3 SS2 Son Gohan Astonishing Strike. I can't convey, I cannot convey how absurd this card is. So when this card comes down, you're going to ramp an energy. You're going to take that blue skillless, put it in your energy. And then additionally, you have the ability to use the activate main, where you can take one of your battle cards in your energy, put it in your drop area, and then you can take all your opponent's board, bottom deck it, right? And it has the upside of also being able to restand itself with that ability. So it's an amazing finisher, but it's fantastic for board control. But the thing that's kind of low-key the most disgusting thing is that it has deflect and it ramps. So what this, exactly, right? So what this deck turns, like, honestly, what it turns into for me is like, this is like, it's almost like a ramp deck. It's like this weird mid-range ramp control deck where you like have these 20k beaters, you have these big threats, but then you're also ramping to like a strong end game. So it's like between this and Zeno Unison, which I'll go over here in a second, you're just going to get out to a fast start against your opponents. And what's incredible with Zeno Unison and being on the draw, this checks to make sure your opponent has 3 energy. So even if your opponent goes first and you Zeno, you can still do this on turn 3 and then wipe your opponent's board. Against Dark Broly, this card is incredibly clutch. So another reason why we play blue. 4 God Sealing Techniques. No need to really explain that card. Counters everything, right?
Yeah.
Good card.
Good card.
Did I miss anything? No. This is where we got a little freaky, was our Unisons. Playing 4 Zeno Unisons. People forgot how good this man's is.
That -5, what does that do again?
It takes everything in a battle area, ignoring barrier, and shuffles it back into the deck, including field cards. So King Cold, Baby, King Vegeta. You get to wipe their whole entire board, wipe their field card, so then they lose all that advantage. And additionally, this card just came up in just random matchups, whether it be against Mecha Frieza, Dark Broly. Just that -5, putting everyone even at parity on board is just so powerful. And then, of course, the ramp ability. It's nice because, like, once you're awakened, you have the ability to pick up your energy as well. So sometimes you can sequence your turns to where you'll ramp with Zeno first, and then you'll just draw, and then pick up the energy that Zeno gave, and then you just draw 2 with your draw, which is actually pretty sick. And then there's other turns where you'll wait to use your Zeno ability. So you'll want to make sure you maximize this so you can get as much energy as possible this turn, then do your +2. So then that way you still get the ramp and you don't lose the energy, that you would have. So again, incredible card. People sleep on it so much. Probably the best card in blue right now, the Majin Buu AOD Unison.
Woo!
So earlier this week, I was testing a different variant of this deck, and I was like, well, what if we just went Zeno Unison and we were like, let's just do turn 3 Buu. Yeah. Such a strong start. If you're on the play and you awaken on turn 2, play your Zeno Unison on turn 2, turn 3 go into Buu Unison, it's very hard for you to lose those games. Buu does a ton of work, whether it be offensively through drawing a card, double strike, restanding itself, and then also just the -1. Anytime your opponent swings with anything, they have to worry about it getting bottom decked and losing that card. And it's a tank. It's a 20k, has blocker. All of it's relevant, but the whole entire premise of this deck was just to go turn 2 Zeno, turn 3 Buu, or turn 3 on the draw going to Gohan 10. So it's just such a very strong combination. And then my last 2, my secret rares. My secret rares, we got the Baby Hatch.
Card's bad.
Time Walk is good. Stopping your opponent from attacking is incredibly strong. There's no really way to deal with it outside of counters, which not many people play.
No.
They don't really exist. So this card, if you're not playing this card, you're bad. And then the very last card, our last secret rare, Andrew 17, Turning the Tide. Best finisher in the game, hands down. You get to turn 7, you drop this, you completely clean everything up. In between, now that you have access to Boot Unison, which is double strike,
right.
If your opponent's at 3 life, they're basically dead.
They already lost.
If you have a Gohan on board, if your opponent's at 4 life, they're dead.
Yep.
So this card just cleans it all up. So almost this deck is just, like I said, it's super control-y, and you can just play for your win conditions, or you can just go on like a beatdown randomly. So this deck plays fairly unique, so I love it. Let's go over the sideboard. Sideboard's hilarious. I like use like a few cards all day. My sideboard was terrible. So I'll start with these 3 guys. SS2 GD Unison. The reason why I wanted these was if I was gonna play against like Blue Mirror, but if it was like Soul Striker, because the 20k swings matter. So this,
and the amount of attacks matter.
Yeah, the amount of attacks matter. So like something like Soul Striker, where you have like a threat, and then also that permanent ability comes into play against them because you play long grindy games. Invoker, this comes up because you just need a high volume of attacks to get them dead. So this is the reason why I was boarding 3 of these. Same reason why I'm boarding 2 Janimbas. Again, it's just about getting really aggressive, getting dirty, mixing it up, and just having tons of attacks on the table. So we're playing these cards. I didn't play against Invoker. I didn't play against Soul Striker. That's another thing too. Based on the build of this deck, I really wasn't afraid of anything. Like there was nothing I didn't feel I couldn't handle in game 1, which goes into why my sideboard was terrible. 2 Shields Army Reinforcements. This is just for Reboot Gohan, having extra negates, which is kind of silly because I have 4 Dimension Magics, I have 4 Vegetas, so I have 8 negates main deck already.
Need more cowbell.
Yeah, you can't not be safe though, and this card is just great. It's good against Apex of Power as well, so they can't like just snipe your Dimension Magic. You'll have this too. It's a strong card overall. Card I never sided in, Becky Kubra. I thought about it. I legitimately thought about it, but I was like, the moment one of these come off the top of my deck, I'm going to tilt off the face of the earth. I still think Mecha Kabura is good and has some sort of merit. I'd probably 1 copy, but you're never going to side in 2 copies. So, real talk. Never sided in, never mattered. Dark Broly matchup wasn't free, but it was incredibly favorable.
Yep.
Game 1 and then game 2. And if you're on the play, that matchup, you can't lose. If you're on the play, you can't lose that matchup at all. It's just not possible. The third Hero Prospect, Dark Broly matchup. 2 Pan and Gurus. Dark Broly matchup. We were prepared, boys. Strategy with this, if you're on the draw, you side in all 3.
Yep.
If you're on the play, you only side in these 2. Because you're gonna have enough energy to be able to get your own game plan started. But I just wanted to have a fail safe just in case things went wrong. Last 3 cards, a second Turning the Tide, any sort of long game blue matchup, or if you're on the play. If you're on the play, you want to bring in the second copy because you're gonna be able to ramp with Zeno plus your 10-drop Gohan. 10-drop Gohan. The 4th copy.
The theme of the deck.
If you're on the play, you want to have the 4th copy so you can always guarantee it and then ramp. And then 1 copy of SS4, Son Goku, Protector of the Earth. Card's just very good. People really sleep on this auto, so once it's played, your opponent can't attack unless they bottom deck something. And so when you play this is good against Mecha Frieza if they have like Bojacks on board, any barrier cards. It's good against King Piccolo. You wipe everything back to their hand. They can't really attack and get their board set up. And then of course the perfect combo is when you go Protector of the Earth and then Turning the Tide the next turn.
Yep.
You bounce everything back to their hand. The next turn you Turning the Tide them. They're dead. And then you don't have to worry about it. But Protector of the Earth came in. So throughout the day, what I sided in was like these cards. This is all I sided in all day.
Top row, baby.
That's it. I didn't even side in the second copy.
I'm sure Geneva would come in if you played a lot more aggro decks.
Absolutely. But overall, like my matchups I played against, round 1 was what was my round 1 opponent? I don't remember. Round 1 was Blue Baby.
Yes.
Blue Baby, solid matchup for Gohan. You just produce 20Ks on demand, and then you just play the ramp strategy, which is getting up here and going Turning the Tide game 1. Game 2, same plan.
Yep.
Doesn't matter, same plan. And so that matchup was really good. Also, both games I Zeno -5 and got rid of the field spell. So, strong effect. keep that in mind.
Yep.
Round 2, I played against Dark Broly. I won that matchup. I won that matchup game 1 really handedly. Game 2, I didn't open an enabler and a skill list, and I ended up conceding on turn 2 because I misplayed. And I was just like, okay, well, I'm just going to concede. So I scooped into game 3, won game 3 back on the play. The next round I played against Mecha Frieza, won game 1, he won game 2, we drew in game 3. I definitely felt like I was favored towards the end of that matchup, and I was probably, if we had unlimited time, I'm sure I think I would have won that game. And then the last round, I played against another Dark Broly, and then I won that matchup 2-0. So
Nice.
that was my tournament. This is the deck. Blue Gohan. If you think Mecha Frieza and Dark Broly are oppressive, play blue.
Yep.
Hands down, play blue. You'll end up finding out that blue is just as oppressive to a lot of decks, especially Gohan 10. So, anyways, that's my deck profile.
Any final shout outs?
Final shout outs to the fam. Shout outs to Jose Mercado. Shout outs to Frisco Foss. Shout out to my girlfriend for letting me go on this trip. Shout out to FOE/PPG. Shout out to the store. Was it Heroes and Games?
Heroes and Games.
Heroes and Games.
Columbus Convention Center.
Columbus Convention Center. Heroes and Games. That shop owner, Doug, is incredible. The tournament was fantastic. Amazing judge staff. Just an incredibly well-run event. We were in and out. We got through the day. We had a lunch break. They provided a voucher for us to get a sandwich for free from this place. It was good. Like, it's just overall a fantastic experience. I would love for them to host more events. Maybe even Nats if they wanted to come back to Columbus. But overall, just a great staff, wonderful people to be around. And then shout out to the Columbus crowd. Everyone here that we interacted with was absolutely amazing. So overall, really fun event.
Good stuff.
Cool.